Okay, so I just watched Memento, Christopher Nolan's second film, and this movie was really good. It's about this guy who can't create new memories. So he tattoos himself all over his body to help him remember things, and he'll take pictures of people and write things so he can remember. But the last thing he remembers is his wife being killed, and someone taking his memory. And his whole mission in life is to kill this guy, basically. And the movie actually starts at the end. The very last thing that takes place is the first thing in the movie, and then it keeps going backwards. So it'll show a segment, then it will be then it'll go to a little black and white part for just a minute, and then it'll go to the thing that happened just before the last part. Then it will go back to the black and white, and it's just the black and white part is just this conversation. At first, it really kind of doesn't make much sense. They're just talking about things that you find on later affect a lot. Um, but I really like how it does that, how it goes back, because every time we start, that's where he is, kind of his memory starts over. So he has no idea what just happened, just like us. We have no idea what happened in the last scene. So we're trying to figure things out just like he is. The only difference is we know what happens next. But at first, everything makes sense. Even though you don't know the backstory, it's kind of like just the story just started there, and you know what's going on. But kind of around the middle, things start happening, and you start asking questions, and things actually start to make less sense. But by the end, it puts all the pieces together, and you from the first scene that it happens in the movie completely changes, and everything is put together. Everything makes sense because there's a few things that happen and you don't quite get. You're like, well, what was that about? But it's not confusing in a way where you're just, I have no idea what's happening. This doesn't make any sense. This is stupid. You're trying to put the pieces together. You're trying to figure things out, and the story makes sense, even though by the end it kind of changes. So the whole thing was put together really well. It's very smooth. It doesn't come off, you know, weird. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but the whole thing, it works. Works really well. You gotta give props to the editing and the screenplay for this. But yeah, the very last scene of the movie is crazy. You figure out everything, and I guess I already said it puts all the pieces together. Completely changes the whole outlook of the movie. Yeah, and everyone in the movie is really good. I don't know. Can't remember their names. Guy, Carrie Ann Moss. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, everyone's really good in it. The story is just really interesting. I just watched the first 17 minutes, and I was like, I love this. I mean, the first 17 minutes alone could have made its own short film. But of course, with the rest of it, it's completely different. There's the only thing I can really say is just watch it, without giving away the whole thing. But yeah, one thing about this movie that's kind of cool is, it's all about kind of memory and remembering things. And one thing you have to, when you're watching this movie, is you have to remember things. You have to remember, what happened in the last scene, and throughout the whole movie, to help you put things together. Like if you don't even, because you got to remember things that happen to help the movie make sense. And this also movie kind of has a similar thing about it, like the movie Rashomon. I just watched a couple weeks ago about how um, your memory affects things. Like no one ever remembers anything perfectly. Um, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, just a really good movie, very interesting. Um, I would definitely recommend it. 9 out of 10. Um, yeah, check it out. Um, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.